over there.
Okay.
All right. And welcome to In the Weeds. I'm your host, Andrew Holmes, joined by one of my best buddies, Mr. Nick Wilson.
Best good friend.
Best good friend, Mr. Bubba Gump from the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. This is going to be a pilot episode, trying to figure out how the fuck to link up video and audio, and then we will go from there on equipment upgrades and whatever else, whatever other type of fuckery we have to get going on. So, so Nick, what do you got going on, man? You go first. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your life. What's your bra size? Go.
It's an interesting question. I don't think I was exactly prepared for that. I mean, I had a speech wait out in my car and whatnot, but I'm not going to go all the way out there to get that shit now. Unless you want to, give me like 5 minutes, go get mentally prepared.
No, not a chance. I prefer you unmental.
Okay. We might need a longer segment for that then. But, put it to you this way. Life's good. Wheeling and dealing, killing it in the real estate world. And, yeah. What a hell of a difference from, take a look back a year ago and just trying to sling timeshares and try not to get overly frustrated with my employees. And now all I got to do is just get frustrated with myself.
True.
I don't care about that.
What do you think has a worse rap as a profession from the public's perspective? Used car salesman or timeshare salesman?
Ooh, timeshare salesman all day. If they know what a timeshare is, you get some people where you walk up to and they're like, I don't know what the fuck is that the one that people can never get out of? Well, technically kind of true, but then again, I don't know, man. You've seen some of those videos on there for the tactics that used car salesmen do, or fuck that. How about the one that's right down the road from us over in Ansonia? Remember that one?
Yeah, is that place even open anymore?
Dude, it is, man. They got ads all over the radio and whatnot, and I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. I actually did a little research on those guys down there, and it's like, you know what? That's exactly where I'd picture them to be working at.
Right, yeah.
Right down there and selling shitty used cards.
Shitty used cards or cars?
That's what I said. Booby traps. Booty traps.
That's why I said booty traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've had shitty... Actually, I've never, bought a used car from a car dealership.
You've been a cash guy.
Always cash.
Your entire life, man.
All about that cash.
About that cash.
Yeah.
If I don't got the money for it, then I ain't fucking spending it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a two-part answer to that question. Mostly I've been a cash guy because I never had any credit, and I was always paid cash, so it was kind of the only option I had. Yeah, number two, I've always been afraid to owe people money. I'm always afraid to have, a car payment or dumb shit like that. It's kind of that survival instinct of a young broke person. But it's a good instinct. It kept me out of debt for a lot of time, and yeah, it's easy to manage your money when you don't have a ton of fucking bills to pay.
And it's funny when you actually figure out what a credit card is, and then, oh my god, you've been pre-approved for this much. Holy shit, man, this is great.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, what an awesome system this is.
You don't even bother to check the interest rate, like 22%. What does that mean?
Or you get 0% for the first year, and you're like, oh man, I'll definitely pay it back all by then.
Oh yeah, I bought a TV from Best Buy one time for like $300, 18 months, no financing. That TV probably ended up costing me $1,000 when it was all said and done.
Go figure, right?
Yeah, because I probably owed like another $100 when that 18 months was up, and then they slap you with the interest for the whole year.
Yeah, join the club. But I mean, people are just so jacked up to buy something like that it just goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
When whatever salesperson you're dealing with actually does try to explain it.
Yeah,
fuck it, just give me the TV, dude.
Just give me the fucking TV. You live and you learn. That was my first. That was like my first flat screen, high definition TV when that came back out in it was like 2007, 2008, maybe.
Man, great years, man.
Yeah, it was
not for the
year.
economy, but great years.
Yeah, right. Good year for me because economy didn't really matter to me back then.
Yeah, and if you've always been a cash guy too, I'm sure the government, if they ever listen to this, will be like, wait a second, where the fuck you been hiding?
Yeah, my name is Peter Paul, Mr. Government. So you go ahead and fuck yourself. So anyway, this podcast is a tribute to the restaurant business. It's a tribute to all the people who have had their lives enhanced by it. Probably furthermore to all the people who've had their lives, just kind of fucked up by it. Anthony Bourdain said that working in the restaurant business, or from whatever position it is, busboy to a fancy sous chef or something, it's like a love affair, right? Like an old love affair, not a current one. And the idea that even though it could by most metrics be a real shitty experience, we choose to remember the great parts about it, like the hot sex or the butt plugs
butt plugs,
but whatever butt stuff happens. Those are the parts that we choose to remember, and that really resonated with me because from the beginning of working in kitchens, it was fucking crazy. It was wild. It's just like a fast dance, man. You got to wiggle around, and it's just you have to be very adaptable to work in that type of environment. And people either thrive on it or they crack under the pressure and they have to get the fuck out of there. So
I think Anthony Bourdain was the one that said that in an interview once, where he was like, you know what, before you even think about going to culinary school,
I love that interview,
or anything like that, go work in a kitchen for a year. Whether it's bussing tables, washing dishes, or if you're just a line cook or whatever, do it for a year, experience all the highs and the lows, primarily the lows.
Right.
And then after a year, if that's something you still want to pursue, well, fuck it. At that point, just go for it.
Go for it. Right. If you don't want to kill yourself after that year, then, maybe you got a chance, surviving in that world.
But you were a different story, though. I mean, how did you initially end up getting? I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but refresh my memory. How the fuck did you first get into it?
So I grew up in Seymour. It's not too far from here.
I knew that part.
There was a little pizzeria up the street from where I grew up, and both my older sisters waitressed there.
What was the name of it?
Valley View Pizza on Route 67, right next to Seabridge Plaza.
I know. All right, I know.
The old Valley View, and we used to go and eat there as a family, and I really do remember having a special relationship with restaurants, with going out to eat. I grew up in sort of a dysfunctional family. Dinner time wasn't always the happiest time. My dad was a drunk, and my mom did her best to keep him level-headed, but it was it was just crazy. And being together, all of us usually it wasn't like a feel-good time. Like, we didn't sit down for dinner, after the day and like.
It's more like pre-programmed, like we're doing this just because
man.
All other families are doing this and we should, even though it's
exactly.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Nobody wants to be here.
I don't give a fuck what you did today or anything like that. I'm just hungry.
Right. Okay. And my mom made one thing. Everyone had to eat the same shit. I was a super picky kid, so whatever. Dinner time sucked, but when we went out to eat, it was different, right? Because you're as a family, you're sitting, you're in a restaurant, so it's naturally, for the most part, it's a pretty live, happy atmosphere, and everybody gets to eat whatever they want, right? I remember from a real young age just loving being able to order off the menu, being able to pick what I wanted. Usually it was macaroni and cheese or chicken nuggets or something like that. We're talking, man. Yeah, but just that experience, right? And that's just the pizzeria we used to go to. And man, I remember watching the guys in the window make pizza and just being like, shit, that's so cool. I want to do that.
What was cool about it? Just them like throwing dough in the air and
maybe
yelling or cussing at each other or whatever.
Yeah, it was just they were doing a job and they were talking to customers. So it was very personal. And it's pizza, man. People have an emotional connection with food in general, right? Because we eat it to live. But
especially
pizza, right? It's
universal love, man.
For so many families, it's like, well, what do you do Friday night? Well, you eat pizza. Yep. Or, where do you go after a baseball game? You go and eat pizza. Pizza, it's always pizza. So yeah, man, I was enamored by the thrill of going out to eat. Loved the atmosphere of the pizzeria. Both my sisters waitress there. From a super young age, I wanted to work. I wanted to make my own money. I wanted to have independence. So, when I turned like 14, I think it was 14. It was 8th grade going into freshman year of high school. I started washing dishes at this place. And, within a year or so, I moved my way up the line and started making pizza. And, it was a chaotic environment, but coming from a dysfunctional sort of family, the
It was like
relation
an escape for you, wasn't it?
yeah, well, it was almost like, it almost just felt like I was leaving home and going home, right? I mean, the dysfunction between my siblings and I and my parents and us were very, very similar to the dysfunction between employees and owners, or, employees amongst themselves. And, it was comforting for me. It didn't feel
Like work.
It didn't feel like work. It didn't feel crazy and scary and intimidating.
Holy shit, I'm getting paid for this. This is awesome.
Right. It's like, this isn't that bad. I'm just getting my balls broken and teased, which is like, just every other day of my life.
Except
So
I'm not getting paid for it when I'm not here.
exactly. Yeah, man. So that's like, that's how I got my little start there. And then it was just, I really fell in love with the chaos and the atmosphere of the employees and that culture. And then I fell in love with how happy people were when they go out to eat, because that's you're for the most part, I think people are drawn to situations that make them happy. And, if you can be serving people or in a place that, people are coming to be happy, and you can be a part of that and especially serve them, I think it's very fulfilling. And I know it was for me from a real early age, and that's only intensified over the years as I've gotten, a little better at what I do and have done some different things. But no, I wanted to ask you, what was your first restaurant job?
Whew.
Yeah, what was
I gotta think about this one for a second. Hang on, let me go down the timeline. I think it was in Oxford, or no. I worked as a barback over at the old Johnny Sullivan's over there in Ansonia. That was cool because all the girls that were older than me in high school worked as waitresses or whatever. Got to hang out with them after hours. Got to learn how to make my first cocktail. The bartenders would do a show in front of whoever was sitting at the bar. This is his first one. Blah, blah, blah.
You were fucking Tom Cruise in that.
God,
what was that
man.
movie? Cocktail. It was called Cocktail.
Exactly. And then after all the fun was done, all right, go restock this.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit, man. It was all basically just to hang out with everyone. After everything had shut down, they tipped me out, blah, blah, blah. Then I gradually, I never really worked in restaurants up until I got out of college. Mm-hmm. And then that turned into, holy shit, I cut greens from 5 a.m. till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Kind of needed to make a little more money. Got hooked up in an Albanian restaurant as a fucking dishwasher.
Man, we could talk for hours about that.
My God.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to turn this segment into holy shit, they made me do this. But all I will say is that it was just different.
It's very different. Yeah.
Different atmosphere.
Yeah.
Not fun or anything like that. Granted, you're washing dishes. Not supposed to be fun. But you know what? You try to make the most out of any situation that you're in.
Yeah.
And that was extremely... I'm not going to say it was impossible. I don't think anything's impossible.
Through God, all things are possible.
So jot that down.
But no, I think you bring up a valid point. I was going to say that. I think, I'm always interested. Are people intimidated by the cultural diversity in the food business? Because I think it's the most diverse work environment you can get pretty much in anything that you do. Like, rarely are you going to walk into a work environment. Let's say there's 10 people working there, and have, out of those 10, 4 or 5 different ethnicities in one place, right? Everybody working together towards a common goal. It's very rare. And I think a lot of people are intimidated by it, but some people love it, right? And they get off on it. And I will also say that it is also like one of the only industries where, if a business is run by an Italian family, that business will be obviously it'll be an Italian restaurant. But even the culture and the atmosphere in the kitchen, it's like you're in fucking Italy.
If it's a family run restaurant, anyone else that works or that is not blood related,
outsiders,
you don't ever turn your back on the family.
That's right.
That was a shitty accent, but you know what I mean. Don't ever turn your back on the family. It's like, yo, bro, chill out, man.
Yeah.
We're just back here fucking telling fart jokes or
That's it, man.
Playing different games and whatnot, and I don't know. And then fucking the volume gets turned up from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, that's like a European thing. I cannot. I've never worked in an Asian restaurant, but as far as like European, right? I've worked for Turkish people, Albanian people.
That's really interesting
Italian
to think
people.
about, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like that when you work
I don't know, man.
in an Asian place?
I couldn't tell you from experience, but I don't know.
I have to get an Asian guy on here.
Usually only see like maybe 2 or 3 people in the kitchen anyway, and one of them's usually running a fucking cash register.
That's true. Yeah, we'll have to get somebody on here like that. But, I'm always interested about that. I know for me, I got off on... I didn't get off on it. I was excited by that diversity. It was challenging and exciting to be surrounded by people that weren't like me. Where we grew up, where we went to school, there was no diversity. The only diversity we saw was on fucking MTV.
Yeah.
So when you go to work and you're with Mexicans or, Albanians, Italians, Greek, Turkish, speaking different languages, it's different. It's exciting as a young kid to be a part of that,
So let me throw this one by you then, because going off what I was just saying beforehand, it was very difficult to adapt to that atmosphere. I believe it was, and I'm going to use this word, dictated by who the owners were. I'm not going to say any names or anything like that, but on the flip coin, I've also helped you out over at your restaurant as well, too. Just as far as the different ethnicities, different types of people, but you know what, man? I look forward to coming in on Fridays and helping out, not because of the work, but basically just because I get to hang out with everybody.
Yeah, man.
It was just a fucking fun atmosphere. Albanian, Mexican, Caucasian, I don't fucking know. It was just fun.
Absolutely.
And everybody had a good time.
Yeah. No, without a doubt, man. I think that's as the world gets smarter and the availability of information becomes more and more and more prevalent, right? I think that you'll go in two directions. People will either get better as leaders or as owners, or they will stay the same, which is pretty much the same as like getting worse, right? And especially the younger generation, like we want to work in a better environment. We want to be, you could call us snowflakes if you want. I say fuck you. Some of us are snowflakes. I can be a snowflake sometimes.
What is a snowflake?
A snowflake is...
Don't go down that road right now.
Yeah. I don't know what a snowflake is. Yeah, that's another conversation for another day. But no, I think it's the owner's responsibility, the leader, the manager, it's their responsibility to organize their team in a way that everybody can get along and coexist, right? Because at the end of the day, you're all there for the same reason. Right? You're there to make a paycheck. You're there to feed your family, and you're there to get the job done. And the job is provide a service, which is feed the customer, which is, whatever it is, cater this party, it doesn't matter. Right. And if the leader can't lay that service out very clearly and with passion and purpose, how the fuck are the staff supposed to follow what it is that they're, what they're doing?
A couple key points right there, the 2 P's.
Passion and purpose.
Kind of like the 2 D's that you can't fuck with if you ever want to call out from work. Remember what those are?
That's right. Diarrhea.
And?
Dead family.
Death.
It's, death.
Can't fuck with diarrhea. If you're shitting, ain't nobody fucking with you.
That's right, man. Bam Margera. No, Brandon D. Camilla said it best in CKY1.
Yep.
You got shit, ain't nobody fucking with you.
Go ahead. That's the trump card right there.
Yeah, but no, man, it's true, and I think that I think that running a restaurant is extremely difficult, right? There's so many different departments and so many different things that you're worried about doing well that you lose sight of what really is the most important thing, and that's taking care of the people that are trying to take care of you. And like the staff is the foundation, and if you don't take care of that, then everything else is gonna be fucked up. And that's like that was my biggest obsession when I opened the place, was getting that right, because in my opinion, of all the places I've worked, and this is not just food, mostly food, but of all the mostly food, but of all the places I've worked, I always thought that was the owner's biggest issue, right? Was that they did not invest enough in the people around them and invested too much in things that were, what I thought maybe were trivial or that would take care of themselves if they invested in people. I try to do that 100%.
I feel like you almost have to do exactly what you were just saying, or maybe what Anthony Bourdain was saying too, and that we were just referring to his interview. You got to go work in a few shitty restaurants before you actually decide to make the big leap on your own, just to see where they fucked up or what their faults were, to make sure that in the back of your head, okay, don't do this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for trying different things, because at the end of the day, how can you possibly know what it is that you like if you don't even know what you don't like, you know? And that goes for people working in places or owners or, whatever it is.
Yeah, it could be related to basically, I wouldn't say every work, field of work, but.
Yeah, but for the most part, and yeah, man, I think that just transpires and trickles down into every aspect of life, and just like investing in people and relationships more than in things will give you the best return on your investment, because you just can't do things by yourself. And if you're able to invest more in people, you're just going to get what you want more. I don't know. That's my take on it. And we've been doing this I've been running the business for 3 years, and we've been really successful. And I think that's for me, it's like the magic fucking, the magic potion is just taking care of my staff and having them be happy, because let me ask you this: have you ever gone out to eat and within the first 5 seconds of the server coming up to your table, you got a sour taste in your mouth? Absolutely. It's the worst. You fucking go out to eat and the server's got a bad attitude, and what does that say? What do you think?
Bad attitude, something. Or maybe it could just be their body language. They don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, maybe they got a big fupa and it touches your table.
Imagine that. Oh my God, man.
That might be, yeah.
No. Come on, that's happened before. Obviously, that was the first thing that popped into your mind.
Yeah. I've seen some mean fupas in my day, but.
Or if you got someone that's leaning over to go grab, someone else's plate, and you could see shit come out of their hair or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Like maybe a little extra garlic salt. I don't know. Just
little belly button
like
lint.
Or that as well too. But
extra garnish.
But it doesn't take. Well, let me rephrase that. I was going to say it doesn't take any effort. You see, for example, in that movie Waiting, that crazy waitress or whatever that goes off on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
She turns around the corner and she puts on that fake smile. I feel like in that profession, you got to fucking fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Or even any kind of customer service gig for that matter.
Absolutely. Because you can't always be chipper when you're dealing with people.
No, but you better be damn good at faking it, especially for someone that's never even met you before.
Absolutely. You got to be willing to eat shit to get the green.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah. But, and I think that's, that's just everything trickles back to leadership, right? And if you want to eliminate people having to eat shit as much as they could, you want people to be able to take pride in what it is that they do. And if, if your staff, if they are happy with what they're doing, they feel like they're appreciated and treated well, they believe in the product, and they're serving some decent food or drink or whatever, they're going to do a good job, unless they're just a shitty worker. And then,
I feel like, maybe not the time for that right now, but you've kind of filtered out through what it is and what it is you aren't looking for, especially when it comes to, the people that work over at your restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, if you even look at, I've read the reviews of your restaurant. You guys pride yourself on getting the types of reviews that you do get, and one of the things that I do see stand out is so and so they're amazing. Even though they're not saying it, what they're basically saying, in the back of my mind is, guess what? We're coming back to your restaurant, A, because the food was awesome, but B, because it's that person or those people.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So there's this, I can't remember the guy's name. He did that show Bar Impossible. Or
Bar Rescue.
John
Taffer.
Taff, man. Fucking love that guy. So he gave some talk somewhere. I don't know who.
Gary V.
Go.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he said, okay, a customer comes in to eat. They have a good meal, good experience. You have like a 40%. I'm quoting this, not perfect, but you have like a 40% chance
they're coming back.
They're coming back. Okay, they come for a second time. They have another good experience. You have a very close, another like 40%.
Still 40.
Still 40. Now, they come and have a good experience on the third time around, 70% chance that they're going to come back, right?
And then on the fourth time, you got them.
And I think that of those 3 times, people are often left, people are often more inspired, enjoy the atmosphere and the company of the how they're treated by the staff, almost equal to or more than how good the food is, unless your food is really shitty, and then whatever. Then that's I can't help you with that. But if you have a good product,
if you didn't like peanut butter and jelly, why'd you get the king?
Right.
What do you want from
100%. But if you have a good product, it's not there's no coincidence with customer service. People have to feel welcomed. They have to feel warm. It has to be authentic. It can't be fake. That might work for some people, but for the most part, as humans, we can sift through bullshit. Even if we don't know why, you just feel it. You know that this is a little bit weird. And that's why we've had such great reviews and such great success, because the waitresses, the people who answer the phone, everybody's happy. Everybody's in a good mood and in a good place, and it just reflects onto the customers.
Maybe you agree with me on this one. I really think that might be single-handedly the best thing that you have going for you right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, listen, this is biased for me to say, but your food is very, very good. Is it the best food I've ever had in my entire life?
No way.
I don't even fucking know the answer to that question even.
I do. I would say that I could. Well, I'm going to ask you that when we're done with this. But yeah, I do. I know the best meal I've ever had.
Oh, fuck. That's like asking someone what their fucking favorite. All right. Anyway, I think that really might be one of the best things, or if not the best thing that you have going for you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, would you differ?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go off of that. I think that here's the thing, right? If a friend of yours asks you, "Hey, man, recommend a restaurant to me," you think of two things. You think of, okay, I need to suggest something where the food is really good, and I need to suggest something where the atmosphere is as good to match it. Because I know a lot, like, you would never, hey man, give me somewhere good to eat. You would never say, go to Five Guys where they have the best fucking cheeseburgers in the whole world. You would never say that. That's so fucking stupid. Does Five Guys have the best cheeseburger out there? Oh, pretty close. Okay. In-N-Out is a good burger.
Someone just, all right, anyway.
Shake Shack. Okay,
yeah, all right.
right.
Now we're really getting off.
Now we're getting crazy.
No, but you are so right, though.
In-N-Out has a great burger. But my point is this, like, you never recommend a place off of just the food alone.
No, listen, out of all the first dates I've ever brought, my first thing, hey, have you guys ever been to 163? And if they say yes, well, fuck it, we're going again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like you asked me the other day, you want to take this girl on a date? And I said, go to this place in New Haven called Mecca or Mecha. I don't know how to pronounce it, but great food.
Great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere.
Exactly.
And, that's it, man. Because there's lots of places where you can get really, really good food. But if the atmosphere can't match and you don't feel warm and welcome and fuzzy when you go in there, and and that's a thing that's hard for people to even describe. When you leave a place and you had such a good time,
and you didn't even realize it.
You didn't even realize it
until you're sitting on the shitter the next day and you're like, oh my god, that actually was a really cool atmosphere in there, right? A really good experience.
I just want to go there again. I just want to go and hang out.
I just want to go there and do the BYOB thing and just fucking hang out
for shizzle. So yeah, I do. I think it's the best thing we have going for us, and I think it's the it's controllable. You can control that and create that, because you can't control what people like to eat. I think a lot of times chefs they're too concerned with what they think is the best, because man, if let's say you make a killer steak, it's you cook it perfect, but Bob or Sue, they like it well done. Fuck, it doesn't matter.
Get the fuck out of my restaurant.
Right. It doesn't matter what you think. It matters what people want. And then food is so varied.
That was a bad example with the steak, though. Anyone that likes a well-done steak, there's the door.
Yeah, fucking psychopaths. But the point is, like, food varies. But, customer service.
We're on the same page
and
with
what
you said.
people want, that doesn't vary for the most part. Unless you're a weirdo and you only get takeout, right? And you don't like to go out to eat. You're in a category of your own, that's fine.
Well, let's do some comparisons on that one, especially with where you're located at. You and your wife run a pizzeria in New Haven, Connecticut, which is arguably the pizza capital of the fucking world.
I would say that it is.
Arguably. The
Sorry,
pizza capital
New York.
of the world. No, seriously. New York's got great pizza.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Can we all just fucking agree on one thing? It's all fucking delicious.
It's all good. There's no such thing as bad pizza.
It's fucking,
really, really
it's
good
dough,
pizza.
sauce, and cheese. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it's hard to fuck
there's
that
some
up.
that are better than others.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, if you go to, like, for example, a Sally's,
mm-hmm.
you're not going for the atmosphere unless you want to, imagine that you're back in, like, the early 60s or late 50s with, all the memorabilia in there.
Yeah.
It's fucking,
hey, what's up, Bobby Consiglio? Hey, how you
You're
doing?
not really going there for the fucking experience. You're going there because Sally's is undoubtedly one of the best pizzas out there.
Yes.
Hands down.
For sure.
And same deal with Pepe's. if you were to go to the original, it's the same deal as well.
Absolutely.
If you go to like, for example, yours, which is a little bit different as far as you don't have quite the reputation of them yet. You haven't been around nowhere near as long as them yet, but you got people that are coming to your restaurant to bring a bottle of wine and literally just sit there and shoot the shit and enjoy the amazing food.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, I'm catching what you're throwing out. Yeah, no, it's true. We've been lucky, man. We're super lucky.
No, fuck that. I'm going to argue that all day. That is not luck, man.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, we put a lot of hard work into it, man. But I do think that, any success is a combination of multiple things. Hard work being the biggest.
It's not all luck, though.
No, it's not all luck, but a lot of things happened in our favor to make that happen. But I think there's so many good quotes out there, and I can't think of any of them. But luck is
they're out there.
They're out there. They're out there somewhere. No, but luck is like luck is a result of fucking years of hard work and putting yourself in the right position. Like if you don't work hard and put yourself in the right position, you're not gonna get those lucky opportunities.
You paid your dues, man.
And if and when they do come up, you don't know what to fucking do with them anyway. So
you basically did 15 years and ate shit for all that time in order to get to where you're currently at right now.
Yeah, a lot of shit eting. But now I eat pizza. So yeah, man. Okay.
What an upgrade.
Next question. Best meal ever. We're not pausing for a cigarette.
God damn it.
We'll be done soon. We're just going to do like 5 more minutes.
All right.
Best meal you've ever had.
Nah,
go.
Fuck that. You go first, man.
Okay, best meal I ever had. We went to Boston for Alexa's my wife's 21st birthday.
Gross.
We ate at this restaurant called the Ocean Air. It was this fancy seafood place in Boston, and I had I think I had surf and turf. It was scallops and filet, I think, with like parsnip puree and like fucking pork cheeks and haricot vert, which is like a fancy green bean. It was like the best meal I've ever had. Yeah. We were a little underdressed for the occasion.
And you probably walked in there like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I was like, fuck. Did we just bite off more than we can pay for? But it was, it was an expensive meal, for the two of us with a couple cocktails. It was probably like,
$200.
$200, 150, $200. Yeah. But it was delicious, man. Yeah.
Well, so let me ask you this then, because you can go anywhere down here and grab, surf and turf, New York strip and some, pan-seared scallops and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Was it the fact that you were in Boston for the weekend, maybe having a great time leading up to that? Because the point I'm trying to make here is, there have been times, you can grab a steak anywhere, but oh my God, this is the best fucking steak I've ever had. Well, what else happened to you that day? Why are you so, were you extremely happy that day?
Yeah, I don't think it was just the food. It was just the ambiance of the whole day, spending her birthday up there in Boston, going away for the weekend.
You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, oh, for sure. I rarely think it's just because you could say, oh, best meal I've ever had was some street food in Thailand or something like that, and it's just like what we were talking about. It's everything that goes with the meal. It's not just the food. It's the environment. It's the what led up to it, what happened after it. All those things combined go together to create
all stars align that day.
All stars align to create a good food experience, which is why the restaurant business is so fucking so mysterious and exciting for people, I think. Yeah.
Holy shit, I've never tried this place before.
Yeah. But yours, favorite meal?
Oh, that's fucking easy. New York strip with the demi-glaze sauce with the sauteed mushrooms and onions on it and everything. When I say that it was cooked perfectly, listen, I've actually done this once before. If I want a steak medium rare, it fucking better be medium rare.
Better be medium rare, you fucks.
If it's medium, you know what? Whatever. But if I'm paying $40 for a fucking steak, it better be cooked medium
better be
rare.
Good.
And if you fuck up, it better be a little bit more on the rare side.
Yeah, I agree. We could always slap that baby together for another second or two, but I couldn't agree more.
But along with that, simple. That and a baked potato and probably a fucking house salad. A creme brulee to come out afterwards and whatnot. Yeah. Just little things like that. And it really wasn't even the best steak leading up to it either. But after that first bite, you just kind of think to yourself, I forgot who. No, I was with my father. We all just went out and had a fucking steak and a beer. It's like, God damn, man, this is a fucking good steak. Yeah. Actually, it's great.
Cow is good. I love cow. I don't know how people could be vegetarian or vegan. It's crazy.
It's surprising. They still get their protein, too.
Yeah, good for them. I don't want to ever abuse animals or anything like that, but I do love a cheeseburger every now and again. But, all right, listen. We've been doing this for 33 minutes. This is just a time test. I want to get the fucking video and audio synced together. So I got to take a leak. You want to smoke a cigarette? This is Andrew signing out in the weeds. Let's get this shit done. Boom.
All right.
Don't play because kick off the record. Remember.
So